Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Say Less Basketball Podcast. You are currently listening to episode 16. We hope you're doing well wherever and whenever you're listening to this, and we have a slew of NBA topics to hear about this week. Got the squad here, joined with my friends Will, Mohammed as always. I'm Zach, and we have playoff predictions this week. LaMelo in the lead in the Rookie of the Year race. Key injuries to the Heat and the Celtics. Talking about our all NBA first and second teams this season, and then wrapping it all up with a defensive play, a very enhanced, if you will, player versus player debate of the defensive player of the years, the scoring champion. We're going to debate which team would win. There's going to be like a starting five for each team, and then we're going to go through and see who we think will win. So that'll be pretty interesting. And then obviously, as always, we'll look back at bold takes of the week and get everything going with the playoff race as well. So first thing is playoff predictions, gentlemen. We're getting into the playoff tournament here, the play-in tourney. Want to see what everybody's predictions are for this season and this playoffs. What do you think currently? I'll read you off the standings for those who do not know off the top of their heads. For those listening, but we have currently, obviously, the play-in tourney is going to be interesting with the Lakers and the Warriors in the West. Man, Wi-Fi, we're going to have some connection issues this week probably, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. But in the East, we have the Sixers, we have the Nets, the Bucks, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Miami Heat in the 6th seed, and then the play-in tournament is Celtics, Hornets, Wizards, and Pacers as of right now. Those teams, I think it's mostly locked for the teams that are in, but the seeding might change. But your thoughts, gentlemen, are there any upsets you have? Any surprising upsets? Who do you have winning the East? And do you have any surprising upsets in the first or second rounds?
Well, obviously, we're going to talk about the injuries for the Celtics and Heat. It might affect them greatly. But for me, I already put in a bold take that the Nets will go 16-0. So I'm going to stand by that. It doesn't really look too well right now. So
Yep.
It's good that the big three played today against the Bulls, and they looked pretty good. James Harden got his first start since coming back. But I don't know, man. Philly is it looked not that good against the Heat Thursday. I think the Heat's defensive plans, like against like guys like Embiid and Giannis, are going to be key to them upsetting those guys. The Philly got the number one seed right now, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. They have a pretty good home record the past 2 years. But like I said, man, I think the Heat just have the personnel to have a good defensive game plan against a guy like Embiid, against someone like Giannis. I don't know about the Nets because obviously they don't really have a dominant big man, but they do have good perimeter defenders, so we'll see. But I still think the Nets will go through. I just don't know how, because I'm not really too knowledgeable about who's the second round matchups, because I think first seed obviously plays 8th seed, so I don't know if the first seed plays the 3rd seed in the second round, the 2nd seed, but I don't know if you guys know that.
I mean, yeah. So I think the first seed will play the winner of the would it be the 4th or 5th seeds?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they would play
Here, can you see this? If I
it'd be the
that?
Knicks.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
I'm pretty sure
it's
whoever's
probably
higher.
Be the Hawks.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. Do you guys know who has a tiebreaker between the Sixers and Nets? Like who won that season series?
I'm not too sure, but I know the Bucks are undefeated against the Sixers and Nets, so they have the tiebreaker.
Well, that doesn't matter because they can't get the first seed, but the Nets theoretically could if they won tomorrow and the Sixers lost, they would both have the
Really?
same.
I thought they clinched the conference already. I thought I saw that.
Did they? Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means that the Sixers own the tiebreaker then. Okay, that answers that
I'm
question.
looking. I'm looking through it right now.
Yeah, then the Sixers own that tiebreaker. It doesn't matter much.
Yeah.
But what you were saying, first of all, I want to talk about the play-in tournament because I don't think the Lakers are going to be in it. I think they're going to get the 6th seed.
We're talking
Because
about
right
the
now
East.
they're tied with what?
Talk about the East though.
Oh, you're only I thought you
We'll
guys
talk about the West
okay.
later. We'll get the West later.
Okay. Fair enough. I just want to point out Washington. I'm so happy.
Right.
I'm just so happy they're
so
there.
happy. I'm so happy.
I really think Washington's gonna walk out of that and have the 7th seed. Somehow I just think they're gonna win it.
Yeah.
I have faith for them against Charlotte. I know Charlotte got LaMelo back.
Yeah.
He's been okay since he came back. I mean, I don't know. I just trust Westbrook more than I trust other players. Even though, historically in the playoffs he has kind of shrunk. But here's honestly in the East, the best matchup to me. It could be the Bucks or Heat, but I do think the Knicks and Atlanta will be a good matchup. I think those are two really young teams that are intriguing. They actually have the same exact record, so I guess their seeding could change tomorrow.
Yep.
But I think that'll be a really intriguing matchup. And it'll be a great chance to see what Randall is like in the playoffs after these past 2 years that he's been like blowing up, especially this last year. And then Trae Young, Mr. Shoot it 100 times from 40 feet away in the series and maybe make 10 of them. So,
So it looks like the Sixers have a good chance of making the conference finals then.
I would say so, yeah.
So the Sixers play,
They play whoever makes out the play-in, and then they'll probably play the Knicks or the Hawks, and they probably win that matchup.
Yeah.
So I
think Brooklyn would meet Miami or Milwaukee next. Obviously,
which is going to be tough for them.
Which that their second round matchup is going to be hard for both, for no matter who it is. I don't think Milwaukee's going to lose in the first round. Actually, I do. I do. I said that they're going to lose in the first round, so I have to stick by that. You know what? They're gonna lose to the Heat.
Who are they playing in the first round?
The Heat.
The Heat.
Right now?
Right now, yes.
Well, that's what it is. They can't change. So they're gonna lose. First round exit.
Hawks. Yeah.
Giannis just signed a big contract extension, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna regret it. He's gonna come out after game 5, after they lose in 5 games, and say he broke his hand and he's leaving.
Do you think the Bucks fire Budenholzer if they lose in the first round?
Yeah.
Should. Oh my God.
If they lose in the first round, he's gone.
He should have been long gone. He should have been long gone after that trash performance last season. If he loses to the Heat again, I already said before, everybody knows my take. I said Heat going to the Eastern Conference Finals again earlier this season. So that's my pick.
I thought you said they're going to finals. I don't know.
I said
I don't know. It doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't matter.
It's impressive.
Either way, I think they'd win and get to the finals. That's my pick. The West. Here we go with the West. So the West currently sits at the time of this recording, Utah, Phoenix, Denver, Clippers, Mavericks, Blazers, and then the Lakers. So the Blazers are 41-30, and then the Lakers are 41-30, and the Lakers are in the play-in, along with Golden State, Memphis, and San Antonio. So it's interesting to see. Be very interesting to see if the Lakers and the Warriors end up being the 7th and 8th seed. That would be a really intriguing matchup in the play-in tournament. But at the time of this recording, the Lakers are on a 4-game win streak,
and they just got LeBron and AD back. Well, I guess LeBron
and really. The Blazers are on a 1-game losing streak, but there's only like 1 game left.
There is 1 game. It all comes down to tomorrow. I just checked, Zach.
Yep.
If Portland wins, they're gonna be the 6th seed. So if they win their game tomorrow, because they play the Nuggets, so
Yep.
if they win tomorrow, they'll be the 6th seed, and the Nuggets will actually drop to the 4th seed.
Yep.
Oh wait, unless the Clippers lose. So that both of those, because the Clippers are tied with the Nuggets, so their games tomorrow matter. And same with the Lakers and Portland. Both those are going to be intriguing.
Yep.
Because again, if Denver loses tomorrow and the Clippers win, obviously they're going to flip flop. If Portland wins, then the Lakers are in the play-in tournament. They're probably going to smoke the Spurs.
Yeah.
And then we'll hopefully get the matchup we want to see, which is Golden State against the Lakers. Even though I don't think Golden State really has much of a shot there, but but that wouldn't matter because Golden State would be the A seed then, right? They'd still make it.
Well, they'd have to beat, right? Because
if they beat Memphis, right?
Right. Because the Lakers and Warriors play the 7 and 8 played, and then the 9 and 10 play, right?
So.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And then
if you win your first game, you're in the playoffs. You're automatically in. It's just at that point it's between 7th and 8th, right?
Yeah.
That's how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. How about the Jazz and Phoenix as the top 2 seeds? Do you guys see them as any reasonable threats? I don't. I honestly think both those teams could lose in the first round.
Mohammed, I regret to inform you that on February 6th, you said the Jazz would lose in the first round.
If the Lakers get the 7th A seed, they're going to lose. 100%.
I still stand by that. So.
All right. I also regret to inform you that the Mavericks missing the playoffs, and you will shave some part of your hair.
Yeah.
On February 13th this season.
It has to be visible. It can't be. Oh, I shaved my armpits and it not be noticeable.
We'll see what he has in store.
Or I shave my hand hair. Come on, you're better than that.
I guess beard. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what he has in store next week.
If you just a razor right down the center of your head, you don't have to shave anything else. Just that would be good enough.
Lord. No. That'd be terrible.
Oh my God. But my pick, I said this like last episode, I think. I see the Clippers winning the Western Conference. I see them beating. I could see them getting the 3 seed. Obviously, that would make it probably easier if they win tomorrow and Denver loses, right? The Clippers play the Thunder. Nice. And then Nuggets.
What's the second round matchups in the West? What's it looking like?
So it's looking like Utah will play probably Golden State.
Second round, not first round.
Second round, okay. Second round would be it would be so you mean if all these teams win prospective matchups, yeah. It would probably
I guess
so in the second round, I think it's gonna be the winner. It would be if Phoenix plays the Lakers, I think we'd all take the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Lakers will play the winner of the Clippers and Mavericks series.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Golden State would play, if they beat the Jazz, it would be the winner of the Nuggets, Blazers, or the Jazz would play the winner of that series. But again, Clippers and Nuggets could flip-flop. It could flip-flop tomorrow. So.
Well, the Clippers will beat. I think the Clippers will beat the Thunder, obviously, and then I think the Blazers will beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the Nuggets. Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, you're right. I agree with that. I do too.
Yeah. So
then the Clippers would be playing the Blazers in the first round.
So they won't play the Lakers second round then in that scenario?
No, not in that scenario. No.
Okay, so I guess best case scenario for us fans, the Lakers and Clippers have a good chance of meeting the conference finals this year. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no way they're gonna lose tomorrow. I think they're. I mean, maybe.
Dude, the Blazers. I feel like the Blazers are just so underachieving, dude. With the personnel they have, man, they have everything. They have shooters, they have defenders, they have rebounders, they have everything you'd ask for a team. They don't dominate like they should be.
Trust me, I've been saying it for years to you guys.
Well, if the Lakers move into the 6th seed, right, which you're saying is very possible.
Yeah, they would end up playing.
And then the Clippers end up moving into the 3 seed, then we would get Clippers first round.
Well, yeah, but the problem is the Lakers can win tomorrow, but it won't matter if the Blazers win.
Right. So I'm saying that would be very intriguing if we got Lakers in the first round. Man.
No. It couldn't be. It would be second. It would be second. Clippers.
They'd be 3 versus 6, right?
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. You're right, Zach. Oh, it wouldn't be as good as the conference finals. Conference finals would just be perfect.
I think.
But that would be.
I think first round match would be the second best thing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Is that possible? Clippers don't want second round matchups. They just
Clippers perspective, I think the Lakers would be better in the first round than the conference finals, just because
Anthony Davis will be hurt by the conference finals.
I mean, that could be
write that
true,
down.
but
Write that down, Zach. Anthony Davis will be hurt. I don't know. He might be playing. He might still play, but he will be hurt by the conference finals. I'm not sure that's bold because it's AD, but
dang.
You got something to say?
Who?
You were looking
I'm thinking like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of what could happen in terms of the Clippers case. Like, what do they want to happen? Because they just got Ibaka back. DeMarcus Cousins is looking good. Rondo's fitting the team well. Kawhi and Paul George are healthy.
Is Kristaps healthy right now? Sorry to interrupt.
He played last game, so yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna rest everybody.
I would honestly, if I'm the Clippers, then personally, I'd rather play the Mavericks. Something just tells me the Blazers are gonna be a little bit tougher of a challenge.
They should be, but then again, like I said, the Blazers just look like a bottom half team in the West instead of a top half team in the West. Sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. The Mavericks really gave Clippers a run for their money last year in the first round.
Yeah.
Clippers are better this year. Mavericks are worse, so it's going to be a 5-game series.
But we all agree it really doesn't matter for the Lakers, right? If the Lakers just get a 7th or 8th seed, they're going to smoke whoever they play. Doesn't matter. I don't think the Jazz have any shot. I'd actually give the Suns a better shot than the Jazz, personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Suns might be the 3rd best team in the West, but
only
they can be the 3rd best team because the Blazers could be up there, Mavericks could be, the Suns can be, but I don't know. I don't really have a clear favorite for 3rd best, but I just have Clippers, Lakers.
Well, who do you think is coming out of the West then? Oh, sorry, Zach, go on.
I was gonna say it's tough to dissect, because you don't know who's going to turn it up in the playoffs, and we've had a lot of rests, a lot of players load managing this season too, especially down the stretch here. So you really can't. I feel like I really can't thoroughly analyze any of these matchups because these teams aren't in the. It's just such a different intensity in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's part of it. You got to think who can bring that. I trust Damian Lillard for the Blazers.
Right. I trust
CJ.
I trust LeBron to deliver that, and
Kawhi and PG. I still have questions.
You don't know if the Jazz or the Suns will, right? Because they're young. They haven't really had sustained like top level success until now. The Suns haven't really made the playoffs, and the Jazz have been, like a mid seed and usually get bounced. So,
yeah. They did come close to one series, right? Against
it's going to be really interesting how they fare,
Thunder,
because they can give some of these teams a run for their money in the first round. I mean, the Lakers are good, but I wouldn't sweat what the Jazz and Suns have done this year. They both have won 50 games. I mean, they're both really solid teams. I don't know if the Lakers are just going to smoke them. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be a 5-6 game series, but The only reason is because LeBron and is so good at rallying the troops in the playoffs and getting people to play the style of basketball he wants to play to win.
Yes.
And while I don't think that his method of playing basketball is sustainable, and there's countless pieces of evidence to show that, it works though, and they get wins. And you know, it works until the dude's exhausted and can't do it all by himself. And I don't have faith in the Jazz in that sense. It's just, I don't know. Do you guys remember when LeBron was on the Cavs and they got like the 5th seed or something? And
they still ran through the East
because realistically they had the best team. They just had injuries the whole year. That's kind of the narrative I see here. Yeah, everybody's going to lose their minds over the Lakers having the 7th or 8th seed. But realistically, had they been healthy all year, they'd probably be the first seed or 2nd seed. Just like everybody was arguing a few years ago when LeBron got hurt, when his first year with the Lakers, they were like, oh, they're the 4th seed. Well, without him, they were in the 9th, blah, blah, blah. Right. So it's the same narrative, except now there's a play-in tournament and you can get in.
And they were the 1 seed before all that injury stuff happened.
Exactly. So and this time they actually have AD. So I actually tend to believe that even with LeBron and AD, they would be a higher seed. So I just think they're gonna smoke.
The West is stacked, man. The West is so stacked.
Well, here's another team, real quick, because I think we're running pretty long on this segment. But the Nuggets. Does anybody think the Nuggets are actually a threat this year?
I mean, I think they can win their first round, but without Jamal Murray, it's like
without Jamal, I don't think they're going anywhere.
I don't know if they're going deep as they weren't last year because they don't have that sustained success and star power, and you really need that in the playoffs.
I'd have questions about them winning their first round, but they could. They're gonna avoid the Clippers, so they're lucky because they wouldn't beat the Clippers. I don't think again. No way.
I don't think they would beat the Clippers, no.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah.
Catch 22.
All right. Interesting. I mean, there's just so many great matchups in the West that can happen. And there's only one game left at the time of this recording, too. So there's so many things that aren't set in stone still after one game because the West is just so wild, but we're going to keep an eye on that, talk about it next week as well, obviously, because it's going to be awesome with the playoffs starting. But moving on to the next topic, because this is getting up there, but talking about the Rookie of the Year race. So LaMelo Ball was out for a little while. I think it was a wrist injury, but he recently came back. But Anthony Edwards has been very decent for the Timberwolves. So your thoughts, does LaMelo still deserve the Rookie of the Year award, or should it be Edwards because he's had this long run with the Wolves? So Anthony Edwards or LaMelo Ball for the Rookie of the Year. In my opinion, is that those are the 2 clear front runners.
I think Mohammed would agree with you.
Yeah.
LaMelo is the leader according to a lot of experts and analysts from ESPN, NBA, Fox Sports, whatever.
And DraftKings.
And sports betting apps, yeah. But the interesting thing to say, though, is he's only played in 67% of Hornets games this season. And the lowest percentage a Rookie of the Year played in the season in terms of games was Patrick Ewing back in 85 and 86. He played 61%, still won the award. Obviously, LaMelo got injured, like you said. He's played in 13 games since the All-Star break, but Anthony Edwards has turned up since the All-Star break. He's averaging 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 45%, 34% from 3. LaMelo's only played in 13 games since All-Star break. He's scoring 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's shooting worse than Anthony Edwards, 42% from the field, 28 from 3. So, I mean, Anthony Edwards has a good case. I wouldn't be surprised if he won, but I just think the LaMelo hype is going to get him the award.
Yeah, the hype. Yeah, that's a good point. The hype is really going to play into this because of It always does with the Rookie of the Year, and he had so much hype in the start of the season. I mean, how's the highlights, Bleacher Report? I mean, they were riding him. They posted so many damn highlights for LaMelo. But I mean, Edwards has just been really solid for the Wolves, and they've been better in late games because of his impact. So I feel like he's just had a better impact on the Wolves. So I mean, I like LaMelo's case, but I see the point with Anthony Edwards too. So I mean, we said this back in March. We did these takes back in March 24th for Rookie of the Year. I said that I would stick by LaMelo Ball when he got. So this is when he got injured. I said I would stick by LaMelo. I think Will said Anthony Edwards, and then Mohammed said Tyrese Halliburton. So bold take for Mohammed there. Got to give credit to the bold take. But Will, are you still with Edwards on this?
I am. But however, I know the last time we talked about it right before, or maybe it was that episode, I was a little bit more against it. Yep. Or I was more against LaMelo not having a shot to win it at the time.
Yep.
But I was under the impression he wasn't going to come back at all. Right. I know it was still up in the air, but he has come back, and I do think that gives him, obviously, as many people have said, it gives him a shot and maybe even the edge. So Mohammed mentioned who's played the least amount of games and won this award. Patrick Ewing. Well, Vince Carter also did it, right? Yeah. So both those, Vince Carter and Patrick Ewing, both played 50 games and won this award.
Well, didn't Vince Carter, didn't he win it during the lockout season?
Yeah. So I just did it by that stat. So I do understand that. And then but so 50 games. LaMelo has played 50 games. Yes, Vince did do it during the lockout season. So I just looked at how their stats kind of compare. Patrick Ewing was way better defender, way better defender. Like, it's not even fair. It's not even close. He was a significantly better defender and probably a better offensive player than LaMelo. Shot better from every aspect of the floor. Free throws, even threes, or not threes. Sorry, free throws, field goal percentage, and then the 3-pointers I didn't even look at because who cares? But I did look at team record because while I don't think team record really matters, and I know I get friends of mine texting me, oh, well, you're all about winning, blah, blah, blah. So why don't you take it into consideration here? Winning matters for other awards to me. But when you're a rookie, you're not expected to make that kind of impact. You're not expected to come in and turn a franchise around. Maybe over years, but in that first year, I don't think anybody would have expected, hey, we just got LeBron. I don't think anybody was like, he's going to bring us to 65 wins in 1 year. Right. Like, that doesn't happen.
No.
But it is a part of the narrative, so it does matter. While I don't think it's a big thing. And they have a respectable record, 46 win percentage. It's not great, but it is significantly better than Patrick Ewing got the Knicks to in that year, and Vince Carter, for what it's worth, even though they only played 50 games, which is how many games he played. But, I skewed that stat and whatever. I still put it in there anyways. But Anthony Edwards, I still think personally I'd pick Anthony Edwards. He's been great, and he's played 70 games, which I think he's going to cap it at 71. So I think he's going to miss one game. I don't remember if they play tomorrow, but he's a way better scorer. I actually didn't even look at his stats since the All-Star break. I didn't even know he was doing way better or playing that much better than he had previously, because he's shooting 42% for the season. That's not that good, but he's improved as of late, which I didn't know. So that's good. But I agree with you, Mohammed. This and Zach, you said that the storyline, the hype plays into this. LaMelo is going to win this award because of that. Should he win it? I don't think so. But he's going to win it because he's got all the hype next to his name.
Yeah.
And I don't think it hurts playing for Michael Jordan's team when he said, MJ's came out, said a few big things about LaMelo, which for what it's worth matters when Michael Jordan speaks. So
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Yeah, greatest player of all time.
Unanimously decided by us three that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. We all agree on that opinion. That's
We agree on something.
One of the few things we do agree on. But moving on. Next topic. So we were just talking about the playoffs in the East. This is interesting because the Heat and Celtics both suffered major injuries recently. So Boston Celtics obviously lost Jaylen Brown, and they have a multitude of other injuries. I know off the top of my head, Robert Williams has also been out, and has been a key contribution to them. So Marcus Smart's been. I'm looking at this list now. So Jaylen Brown, obviously, into the season. Hopefully, he has a successful surgery and recovery. Robert Williams is out with a left foot turf toe. Marcus Smart has a right calf contusion. Tristan Thompson has a left pectoral strain, which is a very tough injury. Kimba has a left cervical nerve irritation, and Tatum is battling with a left ankle, and Evan Fournier is battling with a right knee. So Tatum and Fournier are probable to play, but they still are battling those, aggravations as well. And then obviously with the Heat, the Oladipo situation has been really tough as well. They gave a troubling update earlier this week that he has season-ending surgery on his right quadricep tendon. So he's out for the rest of the season and the postseason. So that's really puts a damper on the Heat as well. Personally, I'm going to stand by my take. I think the Heat are still making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they have role players that can step up and play to Oladipo's level, and they have that mentality, that next man up mentality, especially with Butler running the show. So I think it's more of a problem for the Celtics, these injuries, because I just went through it with Jaylen Brown. He's certainly the top two player on the team. You could argue he's the greatest player. You could argue that he's better than Tatum. Personally, I don't agree with that. I think Tatum's the best, but whatever you look at it, this is so tough for the Celtics because Brown has been so nice this season, and then Williams has been nice.
Oh, nice.
And then Marcus Smart is obviously a role player, so and the Celtics are falling down in the play-in tourney. So I think the Celtics are going to get bounced. I love the Celtics. I love Tatum, but I think they're going to get bounced in the play-in tourney, man, because they just lost so much star power, and they've been struggling all season with matchups and playing as a team. There's just so many things that are wrong right now, and it's not a really good. So many things that have gone wrong at the wrong time, in this season. So I see the Celtics getting bounced. Your thoughts, gentlemen? After I just went off there.
They do have a winning record, which I'm looking at right now, which I'm kind of surprised by. I don't know why, but you could have just said the Celtics were hurt. Or are hurt. That would have been a good way to sum up everything you said. Now I remember we talked about this a few weeks ago or whatever, and I mentioned how many possessions they played with their starting lineup, like a healthy starting lineup. It was like 200 something. It equated to like a game and a half.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be successful if you have that. I'm sorry. Like you won't. It under very rare circumstances, maybe even never, can a team be successful like that. Like the only team I can really think of that's ever been kind of successful with that kind of situation off the top of my head is the Chicago Bulls with Derrick Rose. I mean, those teams had a multitude of injuries. Every other day it felt like somebody went down, but yet somehow they always finished the first seed. I don't know how. Celtics are done. As far as I'm concerned, if they somehow make it out of this tournament, they're probably gonna get swept.
They're gonna get
There is no way they're doing anything without Jaylen Brown, because whether or not he is the best player on that team, he's the second best or the first best. So without one of those, without him, they don't have a shot as far as I'm concerned. Tatum can't lead a team like that. At least he hasn't showed that he can. And where do you go after that? Like, who's your next guy up? Who's the next scorer on the team? I honestly don't know.
Even if they did have Brown still sitting at the 7th seed against the Nets, they still haven't played well all season.
Well, yeah. So even with Brown, they're in trouble.
Man.
But as for the Heat, I don't even think you mentioned this. Oladipo might be out for next season too.
Damn.
So that's another issue for them. I don't think, obviously that doesn't affect them right now, or it does if that he's out. But like, next year they might have to deal with the same thing. As I agree with you though, I think the Heat can adjust to this a little easier than the Celtics will have a time, be able to, because the Heat have guys that were there last year. Like Oladipo was just an addition to the team. Jaylen Brown was a center building block of the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Oladipo just came in for the ride, not really, but he was just an addition. The Heat have other pieces, plenty of other pieces. Now, is anybody going to score like him? Probably not. Can they defend like him? Sure as hell no, because I know Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson aren't going to do squat locking up people, but whatever.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, it all comes down to Jimmy for me. That's what it comes down to, and I believe in Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Mohammed, your thoughts?
Well, you guys kind of went through everything I wrote down, but I think the Celtics, they might as well just rest their players. Well, I say players, they might as well just tell Tatum to go home, dude, because even if they get out the play-in tourney, dude, they have no chance of doing anything in the playoffs. And why risk more injuries with all the things they've been battling this season? They might as well just rest the players and just hit free agency with something, do some trades, sign some players, maybe fire Brad Stevens, because a lot of guys think he should be fired, but that's a conversation for the offseason, obviously. But they might as well just rest the players. Depot, dude, this is the same knee that he messed up with the Pacers back in 2019.
It is?
Yep.
And quadricep tendon it's a key tendon. It's literally the tendon right above your kneecap, and it kind of mobilizes your thigh and your quad, obviously. And and I've seen an interview earlier. He said it's been hard because obviously dealing with the right knee issues the past 3 years. One leg is stronger than the other. His balance is off, and all these other things that probably doctors know more about than me. But if he's out next season, which is a good possibility, dude, and he's a free agent, I think this year, that might mean he have some decisions to make, because I don't know if he's going to end up being a journeyman because of these injuries, or they're going to bring him back. But I think the Heat losing him is key on defense, because obviously they have offensive guys like Dragic and Nunn and Hero that can replace his scoring. But his defense is going to be key, so it sucks that he's out.
Man, he fit their identity so well. He fit the Heat's identity so well. Yeah. He's kind of looking like a Derrick Rose to me, not to that extent.
That's a bad
but he's hurt his he's hurt his same knee twice. Derrick Rose hurt one knee twice and then the other one once. But
Derrick Rose hurt both knees.
Oh, he did get that. Yeah. But I'm thinking how you said, a journeyman, because I could see that happening, because it couldn't have happened at a worse time in his career. Because as you mentioned, he's going to be a free agent.
Yep.
And it's the tendon right above the knee that he already injured. That tendon above so critical.
So that's what I'm saying. I could see him turning into a journeyman like Derrick Rose kind of has, and just get thrown around the league, even though he might be serviceable. But people are going to be like, if you got these injuries, I don't know if I can trust your knees. And also he's, it sucks. He's doing this happening in a contract year,
Exactly.
It could not be at a worse time.
Right.
I think if I was Heat, I'd bring him back. It's just the problem is he wants a lot of money. And that's why the Rockets, I think, traded him. One of the reasons they traded him. Right. So if he still thinks he can get a lot of money after his injury, it's up to him. I think that he will have him back. But it's up to Oladipo if he really thinks he still can be that guy, which I don't know if he can.
Do you think he? Do you know?
Go on,
go.
I was going to say it reminds me of the Boogie situation, the DeMarcus Cousins situation, because it's the same thing. He's had multiple health scares, and you don't know, and a lot of he thinks he can be the man, but a lot of teams don't have faith in him. Obviously, he's found a decent role. with some not high minutes, but some solid minutes with the Clippers. So it'll be interesting to see if Depot will fly into that role right away or if he'll try and come back to full stardom. But man, this is really tough for Depot. I really like Depot too. He's really a stand-up guy. He's always said the right thing. He's obviously one of the important like role player. He went from a role player. I love those stories where they go from a role player and they win like the sixth man or the most improved, and then they become like an all-star. I love those stories. So, he's another one of those too. So it's tough, and that's really a blow because he's one of my favorite players, I think, as well. So that's tough, man. Do you guys have anything else to say about that? But
I guess I just have a question. Is he a restricted free agent or unrestricted? Anybody know?
I'm not sure because I read something about him like being in the middle of a 4-year, $85 million deal. So I don't know if he becomes unrestricted or not, but I'm not sure.
It's probably
because can teams pick him up? Like, can they not pick him up? Can they like void his? I don't know about void, but I don't know what the word is. Like if they have a player option, can they? Obviously, he makes a decision.
No, if it's a player option, he has the rights.
Yeah, so he's unrestricted this season.
Okay, so that could play in the Heat's favor big time then.
Yeah.
That could really help the Heat out because if he wants to gamble on himself and he thinks he's worth $20 million a year, they could just let him walk.
Yeah.
And deal with whatever they have to, figure it out a different way.
And
they still have good depth.
Exactly. So, because like realistically, I would say all of his contract negotiation leverage just went down the drain. I don't think he has anymore, which sucks. But that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, it's disappointing. He reportedly wanted to join Miami, but they might move out without him and more likely to go in another direction this summer.
Oh wow.
That's a report. Those are the reports from NBC. But obviously Miami isn't really facing much of a team shakeup because they just got him, this season. But moving on though, all NBA teams real quick. Your thoughts, gentlemen. Well, I guess I could go first. All NBA team, point guard. You already know. You already know who I have as an All NBA first team point guard. It's Stephen Curry. The two guard. It's tough. But I guess you could go with Westbrook. I think Westbrook would be the other guard for the All NBA first team, and Jokic is obviously going to be in there for center. Giannis probably as well. Luka would probably be a small forward. So that's that's 5. So Steph, Westbrook, Luka, Giannis, and then Jokic are my first team.
Dang, bro.
And then the second team would probably be.
Listen, you're going off the top of your head, bro?
I was off my head, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I low-key forgot about Westbrook, bro.
So Westbrook has got to be in there.
Dumb.
He's got to be in there.
I forgot about Westbrook, bro.
I was just thinking about Randall. Randall has. I was thinking about Randall in the first team or not. Randall is definitely on the second team for me. He's almost in the first team for me. I feel like Dame is also in the second team. Who else?
Lord.
Tatum. I think Tatum might be second team. I feel like LeBron and AD have missed too many games.
Sure.
So what did I say? I said
Dame, Tatum,
and Randall. So that's 3.
Did you say Paul George? I don't know if you said Paul George.
Paul George missed a lot of games too.
Yeah.
And Embiid too, man.
Damn, bro, I forgot Westbrook. I don't even know.
Oh, what about Vucevic? Vucevic has been really nice this season. Did he make the second team? I don't know if he doesn't have a lot of hype though. I don't know. It'd be awesome if he can make the second team and give the Bulls some hope. I don't know. Maybe Gobert just because he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, I guess. But There's been a lot, man. Just trying to fill that second team has been really injury riddled, man. Holy cow! But that's the first and second team for me.
So
about third?
There's a third team. Obviously, he doesn't know about that. So
I
I'll
know
just
about
go.
that.
So why don't you do a third team?
Well, the third team is just going to be not as interesting as the first and
Well,
second.
did you write down all your teams?
I did.
Okay, so you want me to go? Okay, so I'm going to go a third team.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I guess.
Okay, so third team would probably be then.
Damn, bro, I can't believe I forgot Brody.
I guess I could throw Sabonis in there, right? Probably Zion. Beal, just Beal probably. That's 3. Do you want to throw Embiid in there? I don't know. Do you guys think Embiid has played enough to make it onto this third team?
Yes,
I'd say
100%.
So then probably Embiid, and then I don't know.
Bro,
Yeah.
there is one name I didn't hear that is blowing my mind, Mohammed. I don't know if you're thinking the same thing.
One name.
I'm not paying attention.
Bro,
attention.
how'd you not say this man's name? What was your first team again?
First team was Steph.
Yeah, Curry. I agree.
Westbrook.
Yeah.
And then Luka.
Okay. Giannis, right?
And then Giannis. And then Jokic.
Second
team was Dame.
Okay.
Randall.
Okay.
You Randall wasn't the name, right? Because I only said Randall a couple of times, but Randall is definitely on that second team.
Yeah,
he's not on the first team. He might be on the first team. The Dame, then Tatum.
Okay.
And Gobert.
Okay. I didn't hear a name, and it's blowing my mind right now, Mohammed.
Clint Capella?
No, Mohammed, just say your first team.
Zion?
No. It's either on Mohammed's first or second team. I
Oh,
know for a fact Mohammed has his player on
third team. Wait, here we go. Third team, Chris Paul.
There's no way you're gonna put this man on the third team. No way.
Chris Paul.
No way.
Chris Paul.
Okay, Mohammed, go ahead.
I said the name.
Okay, my first team, I have Curry, point guard, Luka, shooting guard, Kawhi, small forward.
Thank you.
Forward.
I knew he'd have him. How did you not have Kawhi Leonard, bro?
Oh, you're right.
Bro. It was research, obviously. Giannis, power forward. Center is Jokic. These positions, like I looked at Mark Steins and this lady from ESPN's, their first and second team and third teams. And like the positions lately over the years have been getting confusing because they'll put LeBron as a power forward and they'll put Durant as a power forward. Then they put Luka as a small forward in one of these other lists. I'm just like, okay.
That's how I went by. That's what I went by.
I tried to do by position and then probably slipping guys because this was kind of hard for me just because of all the injuries. But that was my first team. Second team, I had Chris Paul, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, LeBron at power forward, and Embiid at center.
Right, Harden.
And then third team, I have Russ, Bradley Beal, Paul George, Tatum, then Gobert. I know there's guys I left out, and obviously there's injuries, but I know Anthony Davis is out, but I don't know, man.
I was doing that on top of my head. Kawhi is obviously in there.
You didn't come prepared, sir. Okay, my first team, I agree with. I think, I got Curry. I put Dame on my first team just because he's carried so much.
I originally had Dame, but Luka's kind of had a better season.
Yeah, well, actually, I had Luka there first, and I switched it. So I mean, it was either or. I just was like, Dame really. CJ being out that long, like that was rough. So then I had Giannis at power forward. Maybe this surprises you. I put Julius Randle on first team.
That's fine.
Mostly because of the fact that he didn't miss games.
Yeah, it's fine.
And totally fine. So Embiid missed too many games. I know that's kind of crazy, but I was like, you know what? Give it to Randle. And then Jokic at center. Second team, CP3, Luka, Kawhi Leonard, Embiid, and I put Bam. I think Bam's had a really nice year. He's quiet. He won't get – I don't think he'll get on any of the teams, but I wanted to pay him respects. And I forgot about freaking Brody, bro. So I put Brody on my third team because I just, in good conscience, I can't put him over Curry or CP3. Both those dudes just have been insane. Westbrook has been great for the last 3 weeks. And not saying he wasn't great before that. Second half, yeah. Not saying he wasn't great before that. Yeah, but he's when he plays, he goes off. So then I had Harden. Harden's not played too much, but the dude is too good to not have there. LeBron, same way. LeBron has missed a lot of games, but when he's there, the team is unbelievable. It's way better. Which with AD, it's even, more so, but AD's just missed too many. And then I had Zion, power forward, and Rudy Gobert for center. Did you guys do defensive?
I did defensive too.
Okay. What were you going to say?
But it's like second team and third team, man, it's just like Zion, you can put Tatum, you can put Bam. It's just you can flip flop. I feel like there's no especially this year with the injuries and just the way the standard's been up and down. It's just I don't know. There's a definite because over the years, some years there's a definite first and second team. This year, I feel like this year's just been kind of weird.
I had Kyrie on my third team instead of Westbrook until Zach said it.
I originally had Kyrie. I originally had Kyrie too, and then I put Russ instead.
Yeah, so I put Russ after you just said that, Zach, because I totally forgot. Russ just deserves. He's done so much. Kyrie's missed a lot of games, but for the most part, he's been the Nets main guy. So I don't know.
Defensive first team, I had Simmons, Butler, Thibault, Giannis, Gobert. Second team, I had Drew Holiday, Lou Dort, Kawhi, Bam, and then Embiid.
Okay, Zach, did you do defense?
Not prepared, but obviously I think Thibault should be on there.
Really?
Gobert, Simmons. You could throw Brown on there. Who else? Maybe Davis, maybe AD. Giannis would be on there. What am I talking about? Giannis would be first team. Gobert. I just kind of named it off right there. Yeah.
I had Simmons, Jimmy, Giannis, and Kawhi, and then Miles Turner. Those were my first teams, or my first team all defense. I mean, Jimmy. The problem with it this year for me was a lot of great players missed a lot of time. And
that's the issue.
So I was having a lot of trouble ranking that. And then second team, I did have Drew Holiday, Lou Dort, Draymond Green, Mikal Bridges, and then Rudy Gobert.
I forgot about Mikal. He's been having a good season.
I was gonna say he's probably the kind of outlier on the list, but we did talk about him the other day. The only reason I wouldn't put Thibault is he just doesn't play enough. Mikal Bridges plays a lot, and he does guard. Yeah, and he guards the best players. So I mean, I value what Turner has done more so than Rudy Gobert.
So Turner, Gobert, Giannis. Turner, Gobert, and Giannis have to be top three, and then
okay, fair. I mean, I have Rudy Gobert second team, but that's because I have Miles Turner first team. So.
That's fair. Yeah. Drew Holiday. I gotta be second. He has to be on one of those teams.
I had him second.
He gotta be on one of those teams, bro.
Lou Dort, kind of a breakout season.
Embiid, yeah.
I thought about having Embiid on this list. I was gonna put him, but I didn't know who to take out.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
I don't know. But
it's tough, yeah.
Did you guys do all rookie teams? I didn't do that.
No, I didn't do all rookie.
Yeah, I don't really care that
much.
No,
I don't really care, no.
Yeah, they're good players. No disrespect, just in case LaMelo or Anthony Edwards, you're watching right now. We love you guys, but not enough of your colleagues are as good as you. No disrespect to anybody else that's watching too.
All right. Interesting. Very good takes all around. But wrapping this all up here, we got a defensive player of the year versus scoring champions debate. So all time. So we had a graphic that was trending, and will send it to us, and I took it as the starting five for scoring champions versus the starting five for defense.
That's what
Okay.
how I interpreted it.
So the starting five on defense, I guess I could do this as So the starting five on defense would be, I think, would be the glove, Gary Payton at one of the guards, point guard, right? MJ at two guard. The claw, Kawhi Leonard at three. KG
Big ticket.
at the four, and then him at five. And then the offensive team would be Steph at the point, Kobe at the two guard, Bron at the three, or you could, and then KD would be in there too, so you could flip flop those, I guess. And then Shaq would be center. Damn. So these matchups would be Steph versus the glove. Probably it'd be MJ versus Kobe. Probably it'd be LeBron versus Kawhi Leonard, and then it would be KD versus Garnett and Hakeem versus Shaq. So those are matchups right there. But personally, I look at this and I'm going with the offense because, just because there's players on there who can still play really decent defense. Kobe, Shaq, LeBron all have been really good defensive players. KD can hold his own. I feel like Steph can hold his own too at times.
That's ridiculous.
Like Steph can get it done, kind of.
That's ridiculous.
He's not as good of a defender as any of those guys, but
just move to the next point, bro. Just keep going.
But then you look at the defense, and you have MJ, Gary Payton, Hakeem, Garnett, and then Kawhi. So I just feel like the offense is so loaded, and they have so many offensive firepower, and then they can also hold on the defensive end. It depends on what kind of playing style they're playing in as well. Because if they're jacking up threes, obviously the offense is going to win.
No, 100%, yeah.
Right, but if they're playing down low, then I don't know. That'd be different, right?
Well, you got to make the other team play your style, bro. That's how it is.
Yeah, but Steph is going to get to his spots. Kobe's going to get to his spots. Shaq's going to dominate in the paint. LeBron is going to do his thing, and Kevin Durant's going to do his thing. And MJ is going to. I feel like MJ is going to be shouldering most of the offensive workload on the defensive team, even though Hakeem and Garnett and the Claw are there, and Gary Payton. But
you just listed everybody else on.
I know, but
all right, Mohammed. I want to hear. I'll just say this real quick before I want to hear Mohammed's take. But I just want to point out, I don't even think the scorers have the best scorer in this matchup on their team. Right. I'm pretty sure that Michael Jordan's the best scorer, and he's playing for the defensive team. I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's because he's the best defensive player.
Yes, I know that too. That's
why he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Because he's the best defensive player and the offensive player.
He's the GOAT
in NBA history.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not the best defensive player, but he's up there.
You could argue that.
Could.
Over Bill Russell.
I think Mohammed fell asleep, bro.
No, I'm just looking at the matchups. I'm trying to figure out something, but I'm gonna take the defensive players just because what they do, like for both teams, vice versa. So just Durant, Curry, maybe I think Durant and Curry are gonna be like the liabilities, even though Durant's kind of a good defender, but if you put him up against Kevin Garnett, I think he's gonna eat him alive. So yeah, I think that's the difference for me, just because the defenders can. I think all five of these guys will have. I'm not saying they won't have no problem, but I think they can hold their own against these offensive guys. I don't know about LeBron and Kawhi. Actually, yeah, never mind. Yeah, so I think all five of them have a good shot at defending those guys well. The problem is, I think the offensive guys won't be as good on the defensive side as the defenders, obviously. So I'll take the defenders. In a 7-game series, I think they could win in probably 6 or 7. Matchup to matchup, I don't think Curry's a good defender at all, especially if you put him against Gary Payton. I think Mike's going to I think just because Mike is better, he's a better athlete than Kobe. I think Kobe's gonna have problems. Kawhi and LeBron, I think Kawhi is probably the most perfect matchup for LeBron in terms of like all time. I think Kawhi is like just the way he's built, big hands. He's basically the same height, strength. He's up there too.
Him.
Not scared of him. I think he's the best LeBron defender of all time. I know Garnett's gonna just eat up KD in his ear on the offensive side, on defensive side. The only problem I have is just Hakeem and Shaq. I don't know, man. Shaq was so good. Hakeem was so good on defense, and I remember watching Open Court when they were talking about all-time '90s teams, and Shaq always said Hakeem was the guy that he had problems with. So, straight from his mouth. So I'm gonna take the defensive players.
It's hard to argue. It's hard. Real quick, it's hard to argue against any team that has Michael Jordan on it. So, I don't know.
All right, so let me explain why I'm taking the defensive players. I looked at it matchup by matchup. First of all, I agree with you, Mohammed. I looked at this and I was like, I think the defensive players win every matchup except for maybe Hakeem Shaq. Right. And I know LeBron's probably better than Kawhi Leonard. I know Steph's better than Gary Payton. But I'm just saying, like, as a team, how can they win their matchup? Because winning the matchup for Gary Payton isn't going to be scoring more than Steph Curry. That's not going to happen. Steph's going to score way. Right. It's just going to be limiting, right? And like you said, Kawhi, we've seen Kawhi rattle LeBron many times, many times to this day still. Here's going to be the problem that I see with the offensive team. Steph you can't hide him on defense because guess what? If he doesn't guard Gary Payton, who's the next guy he's guarding? Michael Jordan.
Well, yeah.
What? So hiding him on defense would actually probably be against Gary Payton, and Gary Payton's going to eat him alive. Just physically, not like I'm just saying physically. I'm not saying like he's going to outscore him and everything. I'm just physically, he's going to wear Steph down. He's going to do all that. Michael Jordan and Kobe, if there's a matchup that could be closer, I don't know what it is. I mean, they're going to get theirs. They're going to talk trash to each other. I mean, that would be the dream matchup. We'd all, I'd say Mike and Kobe may be a little bit closer, but LeBron. So there's other aspects I looked at this. I agree with you on KD and KG. I think KG's going to eat KD alive because he's going to talk so much trash to him, and Durant's going to take so much offense. He's going to run and hide.
Durant might get ejected
on the side. He'd get ejected.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the argument there.
But now Durant would have a heyday scoring on KG. Like he would probably score. Durant would probably be the leading scorer on the team in this. He'd probably be the leading scorer total for this game, except maybe Jordan.
You don't think Garnett could do a good job on KD?
I don't think. It depends how KD plays him, because if KD wants to pull up and shoot, he's just gonna do that, and he's just quicker than KG. He's just quicker.
I don't know. Garnett was pretty athletic in his early days in Timberland.
KD's not going to be pulling up, bro.
I think he will.
KG's taller than Durant.
He's
by
not
what, an inch?
Yeah. KD's going to have to get to his spots.
I'm just saying they're the same.
I think KD is the only one on this team that will have he'll have the easiest chance scoring. I would have said Shaq.
I think.
Well, but then I think back to what you said about Shaq having issues with Hakeem. So otherwise, I would say Shaq, because Shaq's just dominant.
On the defensive side.
Yeah, but I'm saying he would struggle scoring. Oh, on the defensive, you're right. So then no, it's gonna be Shaq. Shaq's gonna absolutely smoke Hakeem because nobody could stop him. But the other issue I look at is a more analytical thing is how does the ball move? Because you got LeBron and Kobe on one team.
Yeah.
That might be some issues there. KD and Steph, you can move around, but that's fine. But Shaq, he pretty much is useless outside of the paint, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just got to be in the paint. So then I looked at that. But on the defensive side, KG had a mid-range. Hakeem had a mid-range. Kawhi obviously has a mid-range and a three, and, the rest of them. So I agree with you, Mohammed. 6-7 games, maybe. I think they could do it in 5.
Damn.
Disrespect. I just think they're better. And the other thing is, they got Michael Jordan, bro.
Is Jordan handling the ball on defense? On that defense?
On offense?
No, on the defensive team when they have to score. Is MJ handling?
Do you
Who's their-
mean like
who's
is he
their
guarding
playmaker?
ball?
No, no. I'm talking about when they're on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So he's the playmaker, or is it Gary
Who's the
Payton?
playmaker?
Yeah.
It'd probably be Michael Jordan. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. It,
I
dude,
mean,
there's
Gary
so
was. Gary's a pretty good passer too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but here's how I looked at it also is like I look at because obviously the offensive players are better offensive and the defense are better defensive. But I looked at how much worse are the defensive players at offense than the offensive players are at defense.
Yep.
The defensive players are not that bad offensively, bro.
Exactly.
They're not.
But
I mean,
that's true.
Curry
maybe
and Durant
outside of Gary Payton, these are all pretty much elite scorers.
Yeah.
So
Hakeem is a problem.
Steph, KD, and Shaq really aren't elite defenders. Shaq really just because he's movement, having to move and whatnot. But honestly, if we're playing with prime Shaq, I guess he would be a good defender. So
yeah.
But I don't think offense has a chance.
You may be right.
Kobe would be their go-to. Kobe would have to be the man.
Kobe would have to be the man. And
Kobe's definitely gonna want to be the man. You know that for sure.
I know, but the problem is egos. You got LeBron. LeBron's got a huge ego there, bro.
LeBron's gonna want to be
LeBron, Kobe, and Durant. I think with trying to handle the ball and be like the guy, I think that's gonna be a problem. I feel like the defensive players they're all gonna defer to Mike on offense. They'll be like, you know what, Mike, you know what, you can handle the ball. Nobody has a problem with that. I feel like for Kobe, LeBron, and Durant, that's a problem. And Shaq too, man. You know, Shaq, he's always open about him.
He complained, a lot. And the fact that Kobe and Shaq played together,
Yep.
You guys are, man. I'm getting torched, man. Holy crap. Because the chemistry is so. Chemistry is going to be ass on the. I totally misplaced that. I totally forgot about. The chemistry is going to be ass on the offensive team, bro.
Bro, nobody's going to want to set Steph a screen. Steph will not get any wide open threes.
Steph's going to be reduced. Steff's going to be reduced to just standing in the corner the whole game, bro.
Exactly. You've seen how players who can shoot end up playing with LeBron, bro. They're just guinea pigs. They stand on the corner and wait for LeBron to pass them the ball.
LeBron is going to want to drive to the paint and pass to Steph every time. And the minute he turns the ball over, Kobe's going to yell at his ass. Oh my God, bro.
Then turmoil will get down. KD will be standing there silent with his face like this.
Yep, like he was after the Nets lost.
And then as soon as he gets the ball and turns it over, then everybody's gonna get in his face, and Shaq's gonna get exhausted running up and down the court after all their turnovers and missed shots.
MJ's just gonna be laughing. Yep.
MJ, dude, that's the other thing is the trash talk that's gonna be coming from the
Garnett
defense.
Oh my God.
Three best trash talkers. Probably 3 best out of top 5 at all time are in the same team, so that's gonna be tough.
And they're all physical, like KG and the glove and MJ, like they're gonna wear everybody out, bro.
Exactly. The only one that could really take it on that team is Kobe. I guess Shaq too.
Right.
But
Shaq and Kobe,
outside of those two, bro, MJ's gonna have if Steph somehow is being guarded by Michael Jordan, he's gonna start crying. KD will probably be
ejected,
going to his mom midway through the game, going to the sideline and his mom and his brothers and complaining to them midway through the game.
I can't cap on this one, man. The defense is winning this, man.
Yeah. Nah, dude.
I was also looking at this. I'm like, man, the defense has some really nice nicknames too. Hakeem the Dream, the Big Ticket, Claw, the Glove, his airness,
the goat,
Yep. Pretty nice. That was pretty cool. But bold takes though, wrapping this all up. Pretty interesting debate there at the end. But bold takes from last week. I said that the Hornets passed up the Celtics. That didn't happen. Steph didn't score 50 points either. Didn't happen either. This pen is not working.
Oh wait, the Hornets had no shot to pass the Celtics. That was
nice. Prince was on our episode last week.
I think he got his right.
He said the Houston Rockets will beat the Lakers.
They were close.
Oh, they didn't.
They were close. Did did Kevin Porter Jr. have a 35-point game?
He didn't play.
Okay, then rip. Never
That's
mind.
why they
Sorry,
lost.
I'm sorry, Prince.
Thanks.
Will Bulls hop into the play-in? It's been a tough.
Shut
It's
up.
been a tough
Got
year.
eliminated today.
Blazers jump Mavs. Didn't happen. Mavs fall into the play-in. Didn't happen. Tatum 10 or less points. Did that happen, Will?
I don't know.
You gonna say anything, Will? You gonna say anything about that one?
I don't know. Did it happen? Clearly, I think you know.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, you can keep going. I'll check.
And 26. Yeah, 29.
Whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, it's tough.
Whatever.
That's tough. Vucevic 40 and 10 game. Mohammed.
No.
No. Pat Williams 20 and 10.
Came close.
Came close. If Harden comes back, he did come back.
Yeah, he didn't get a triple double.
Triple double though.
It was close also.
Close though, Mohammed. You got it right that he would come back, and that was bold back then. Because it was unclear if he was going to come back or not. So nice. All right. So this week, interesting. So it wraps up tomorrow on Sunday. I've already said. Can I say that the Warriors are going to win the play-in tourney?
Yeah, you already said that, or
I already said that.
Win the play-in tourney. Do you mean get the 7th seed then? That's what you mean.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
Okay.
Warriors win play-in tourney. That's enough, right? Should I say anything else? I don't know. Celtics get bounced.
I don't know.
Celtics get bounced first. Celtics lose that first game. That's enough for me, I think. Next, who's next?
I'm gonna say the Celtics don't make the playoffs.
Okay.
They lose both their games. By next week, no, this won't work. So I guess we're pretty much limited to the play-in tournament here.
Right.
Yeah, this is a weak. Week. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna say Portland's gonna fall in. No, they're not. I don't think they will. Shoot, dude, I don't know what else to say. Okay. I'm gonna say. Well, nope, I can't say that because I just did. Okay, Washington will get the 7th seed. I think I said that maybe before though, Zach. You might have to check that. I'm pretty sure I said they won.
Yeah.
They're gonna win.
I mean, these are seasonal takes too, right? Yeah, you said that before.
Okay, then never mind.
I'm gonna say I said the Warriors would win it before. So this is just gonna be,
Yeah, just leave it at that, dude. This is a weak week for that.
Yeah, I said Warriors will win the play-in tourney. Sean, a guest on the podcast, said the Warriors would win the play-in tourney as well. Will obviously has said before the Wizards would win the play-in tourney. So those are coming. Those takes are coming in this week. So our bold takes of the week are turning into the seasonal takes because, yeah, Mo, what's anything for you?
I'm just gonna say Lakers lose in the play-in.
Damn, that's a good one.
Wow,
not much else to say.
Do you mean not make the playoffs or just lose their one game?
I think they'll lose one game.
Well, they can't lose two, so I guess that was a dumb question.
Yep. Anything can happen though with one game, especially with the NBA though. So
Westbrook scores 100 points.
Man, I could see any team can get it hot, any team can go off. Interesting. We'll see what happens. But appreciate everybody tuning in this week, episode 16. Yes, sir. Can't believe we're 16 episodes in. That's crazy.
Yikes.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, check out the social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Appreciate all y'all.
All right. Parma will
Parma
will score a goal this week, actually. Just so you know. Peace.